never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. GD. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture, I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Get him Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Jop, that's my brother, you know we moving tight. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, Merrick shit, it's how we music, nigga.
Yeah. We the remnant, chosen for this hour.
Smash the like button, y'all.
I plead the blood right now. Every spirit not like God, you gotta go. In the spirit ain't nothing controlling me. I was in bondage, I'm breaking the chains, speaking his name and they running in pain. You can't reside where the Holy Ghost reign. I got the power, ain't playing no games. When I speak, heaven move. When I pray, demons lose. Every stronghold breaking loose. By his blood, I'm living proof. I denounce fear, I denounce doubt. Everything not like God, I cast it out. I denounce sickness, I denounce pain. By stripes, see, I'm healed again. Generational curses breaking right now. Every altar falling to the ground. Every spirit in my bloodline move. You got no right, I'm living proof. Flee now. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. No authority. The blood. The blood. I don't fight alone. Heaven backing me up. Angels on assignment every time I speak up. No weapon formed. It will never prosper. I'm covered by the blood. Yeah.
Yo, this is my shit, y'all. This is really my shit.
Yeah.
Smash the like button.
We the remnant. Chosen for this hour.
We about to get into some content. Let's go.
It's wartime. I plead the blood right now. Every spirit not like God, you gotta go. I denounce you in the name of Jesus. Every devil gotta flee. You don't have no reason. I'm bold as a lion. I don't fear no evil. Blood of Jesus on me. I'm covered. I'm lethal. Yeah, came out to find out I walk with authority. Devil been lying, but the truth is restoring me. I got the word and it's cutting like sword to me. Step in the spirit, ain't nothing controlling me. I was in bondage, I'm breaking the chains. Speaking his name and they running in pain. You can't reside where the Holy Ghost reign. I got the power, ain't playing no games. When I speak, heaven move. When I pray, demons lose. Every stronghold breaking loose. By his blood, I'm living no pain. By his stripes, yeah, I'm healed again. Generational curses breaking right now. Every altar falling to the ground. Every spirit in my bloodline move. You got no right, I'm living proof. Flee now. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. No authority. The blood. The blood. I don't fight alone. Heaven backing me up. Angels on assignment every time I speak up. No weapon formed. It will never prosper. I'm covered by the blood. Yeah, I'm walking proper. Yeah. You've been trespassing. Time is up now. Eviction notice, you can't stay now. Give them authority when I open my mouth. Every demon got to bow right now. The righteous bold, yeah, I roar like a lion. Word in my mouth, every devil compliant. Light in me, ain't no darkness surviving. Holy Ghost fire, the spirit alive. I plead the blood over me in my house. Every curse
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Forever you reign.
Yo, what's up, y'all beautiful people? Top of the top, it's your boy Big Dice the Ruler. I've been outside since we was drinking Calvin Colas. I say I've been outside since we was drinking Calvin Colas. Don't act like y'all don't know what Calvin Colas is. If y'all ever drank one of these before, let me see some dice cubes in the chat. Let me see some dice cubes in the chat if you had ever had the pleasure of drinking a fucking Calvin Cola. If you ever had the pleasure of sipping on this wine drink right here, the first wine drink that we got familiar with, after that was the Cisco. Let me see some dice cubes in the chat. If y'all can hear me crystal clear, anybody but a dead body, do me a favor, put the dice cubes in the chat. If y'all can hear me crystal clear, pardon me, y'all, I was supposed to go live. East New York said, you ain't never had you ain't never had a Calvin Klein? Get the fuck. You ain't never had a Bottles and James neither? Remember Calvin Klein, Bottles and James? Yo, Chief, she said she never had a Calvin Cooler. No, I can't give her 10 seconds. She got a big gun. She got the big gun in here. But Cisco, she said she'll do that never again. Egypt, be quiet. My fault, y'all. Egypt had like she had Down syndrome, so I just put her in her Down syndrome cage. Let me shout out everybody that's in the building right quick. East New York was the first one to shout it out. Salute, sis. Bronze Flat Power Guard, peace. God, I see you in the building. Chief Red Hair, my White Castle brother from another mother. I see you in the building. Something I want to talk about first. Before I get into anything, this is what I want to talk about. What are y'all thoughts on this right quick? I want to hear what y'all got to say. What are y'all thoughts on this slip up that the NBA did Saturday night? I had to record it. I had to take a picture of this shit. I had to screenshot this shit because I thought I was bugging the fuck out. How do y'all feel that the NBA Finals might have possibly ended the career of NBA? Think about it, Chief. This right here might be the reason why the NBA is categorized just like the WWE, the World Wrestling Federation. WWF, excuse me. The World Wrestling Federation. They just said that the World Wrestling Federation is labeled as an event of entertainment. As an event of entertainment. But this is what I want to know. If Detroit and the Cleveland Cavaliers played yesterday, and shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers because it was a blowout yesterday. If the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons played their game 7 yesterday, which was Sunday, how did the NBA, look at this, NBA Finals presented by Google's, Eastern Conference Finals presented by Dunkin' Donuts, NBA tip-off 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time presented by AT&T, Game 1, Cavaliers at the Knicks, at the Garden, Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that means yesterday at 3:30 in the afternoon, pay attention, yesterday at 3:30 in the afternoon, the Knicks and the Cavaliers were supposed to play. So how is the Knicks and the Cavaliers supposed to play and Detroit Pistons and the Cavaliers never even finished their game yet? They never even finished their best of 7. It was tied 3-3. Their best of 7 game was last night at 8 p.m. because I was at work. 8 p.m. their game started. Now, there's a couple of questions I want to ask y'all. I will drop the link if y'all want me to, too. This is a couple of questions that I want to ask y'all. Because this is fucking with my spirit. I ain't gonna front. Last year, when the Knicks was playing Boston, shout out to my man Maybach Mel. Stop by say, brother. Last year, the Knicks made a shot that was rejected by the buzzer. That would have took us into overtime. No, I'm wrong. They gave the Boston Celtics a shot that was clearly after the shot clock had went off. Now pay attention. Boston Celtics shot a shot that was released after the buzzer indication went off behind the backboard. See, this ain't no prehistoric Flintstone shit. Like back in the days when the NBA was out and the niggas was running around with them booty shorts on. People fail to realize of all the technology that we have now. See, now they got a shot clock on top of each basketball rim, but there also is a red indigo light that's built into the backboard. Well, I'm going to give you some game. East New York said, I don't know nothing about no sports. Laugh out loud. Well, I'm going to give you some game when it comes to the NBA. Because of so many controversial calls and games that went either way for whatever team, because of them not specifically knowing if a ball was shot before the ending of a game. So now the indication is bright and illuminated around the rim of the backboard. But they gave it to the Boston Celtics anyway, which made the Boston Celtics be able to start an overtime in which they won. It's a bunch of questions that's in my head. I want to know, is the NBA rigged? And if the NBA is rigged, allegedly, why would you wait till the New York Knicks, we on our tier? Why all of a sudden now, when Charles Bronson, Jalen Bronson, I call him Charles Bronson, forgive me, that's the nickname I gave him. I don't call him Jalen Bronson no more. I call him Charles Bronson, because when he get that rock in his hand, remember that? He just make me go back to them Charles Bronson movies with the, what was it called? Death Wish. Death Wish 1, Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3, Death Wish 4. You know, when he was running around and he was being a vigilante after his well, anyway, make a long story short, he done cooked everything that stood in front of him. Nobody in the league right now can hold Jalen Bronson. Is that a rig? Is that really his basketball talent? I give it to him. I think he rocked like that. But I want to know, why did, if this allegation should come out to be true, why would they wait till the Knicks is on such a victorious road to start talking about it being rigged? So if now they're putting an indication and a speculation on the NBA being rigged, so what they going to say when the Knicks win? I ain't saying if, because I know we're doing this year. What are they going to say when the Knicks win? Are they going to say the Knicks won because it was rigged for the Knicks to win? And they just going to discredit us for our remarkable basketball talent that we have what? Displayed this year? Yes or no? That's what I want to know. And I'm going to do a show on it to all the basketball fanatics. Matter of fact, shout out to my man Maybach Mel. He has a sports channel too that I'm subscribed to. Make sure y'all get over there and subscribe. But it's something I've been wanting to talk about because I saw this a few times. It's an autistic child. I got a little cousin that has autism. You know, a friend of mine's, his son has autism. And I've been around children with autism. Matter of fact, every child that I've been around with autism has a totally different personality. Totally different personality. My little cousin, he's shy. He's laid back. He don't really deal with too many people. You know what I'm saying? My man's son, he's aggressive. He's outgoing. He's adventurous. Like my man said, he's afraid that anytime his son is outside, that his son will just run and go jump into the pool of water. My man said his son swim like a fish. Don't get it twisted. But for some reason, autistic children are lured to dangerous places. They said for some reason, something in their mind lures them to places like water and also roofs. There was just a news article, a newspaper. Well, it wasn't a news. It was just a situation where a sheriff had went to a house of someone that called and said that a child across the street was on the house. Unbeknownst to the parents, the mother wasn't feeling well, so she had took some medication. Unfortunately, fell asleep. The father had just went to the store. The neighbor happened to look on the roof and saw their child on the roof. The neighbor gets the cell phone, comes outside, calls the police, but the neighbor is also confused because they said you can't really call the children when they're around this area because it could startle them and it could invoke them to move aggressively. When the police get there, the sheriff gets on the roof. The sheriff is in the middle of the roof. The child is maybe a feet or two away from the edge of the roof. Child looked like might have been maybe 8, 9 years old. And the police officer, I take my hat off to the police officer. The police officer got down on his knee with one of the calmest mannerisms and just told the kid, yo, come here, let me show you something. And he pulled out one of his gadgets from his uniform. So it automatically intrigued the young boy. And the little boy turned around just when he was getting ready to go towards the edge. Just getting ready when he was getting ready to go towards that edge. The little boy was so intrigued with the trinket that the officer was trying to lure him to quit. He just turned around and came to him. So shout out to that sheriff for that, because autism is very, very serious. Some people think that people or children with autism is less intelligent. I totally disagree. I think children with autism, adults with autism, I just think that it takes a longer time for them to decipher, interpret, and then respond than it does someone that does not have autism. But there's a situation right here that I want y'all to pay attention to. Yo, Bronze, let me ask you something. What's your NBA team, brother? What's your NBA team? He said, Chief Red, you can bet on it. This rig laugh out loud. We got any Knicks fans in here? Do we got any Knicks fans in here? Anyway, but back to what I was saying. Like East New York said, not at all. Some people think that children or people, adults with autism, that's not true. That's not true at all. Albert Einstein was autistic. That's why he couldn't never tie his shoes. If you watch the movie with Ben Affleck called The Accountant, anybody in here ever saw the movie called The Accountant? They got 2 parts to it now. It's called The Accountant and The Accountant Part 2. Well, Ben Affleck is an assassin. Thank you, East New York. She said Knicks fan, definitely. Thank you, because the rest of y'all is hating. Well, Ben Affleck in the movie The Accountant grew up as an autistic child that had this amazing ability to put together them puzzles. Like, you know, when you go to the store, like Walmart, back in the days it was Woolworth for us, and you get the puzzles that say 5,000 pieces or 2,000 pieces or 1,000. Like, it starts off gradual. The first one is usually 100 pieces, and then 200 pieces, then it goes to 500 pieces, then it goes to 1,000 pieces, et cetera, et cetera. The more you supposedly get in tune and more comfortable with figuring out these puzzles that's broken down into these little pieces, you know, some people, that's a hobby of theirs. They put them together and then they have them framed. Some people just go higher and higher. Well, if you haven't seen the movie The Accountant or The Accountant Part 2, go check it out. Fascinating movies. But back to what I was talking about. A little autistic young child. For some reason, his mother, shout out to his moms, she just kept feeling though something was wrong with her child. The more incredible part about this story is the child is nonverbal. Some children with autism, some people with autism, they do not speak. They communicate some right, some signs. They communicate. Make a long story short, the little boy is nonverbal. Make a long story short, the lady was sending her child to school. He was coming home with a different attitude. He was coming home, he was bruised, and he couldn't express to her what was going on. So she took it upon herself. She get the Super Mommy Awards for me. She get the Super Mommy Awards because I think some people are just too lenient when it comes to where their children are. But she decided to put a recording device in her child's hair and send him to school. So I want y'all to pay attention to this story and see how y'all feel about this, because this is crazy. Let's go.
Myra Ansari.
And I'm Brian Chlonsky. The mom of a Field elementary school student who has a disability is accusing her son's teacher of abuse.
This after she sent him to school with a hidden camera in his hair to try to figure out what was happening firsthand. Wave News reporter Alina Noakes has more on the allegations and that video that was captured.
This is the video camera Tiffany Lee tucked into her son's hair this week after repeatedly being told by school staff that her son was acting abusive towards teachers. Her son is autistic and nonverbal, and she says that's simply not how he behaves. She began to question what's really going on. That's where this video comes into play, captured on May 13th. It's hard to see anything. It was pretty clear. It was quiet until his primary teacher leaves the room. That's when they become aggressive toward her son. It leads to the student beginning to stim, clapping his hand. The mom says he only does when he's agitated.
Get off me here, boy.
This was not the only thing the camera captured that day. Other staff can be heard discussing smoking marijuana and edibles right in front of her son. She says just because her son can't speak does not mean he should not be treated with care and dignity.
Our child was put in a situation where he was scared, overwhelmed, and powerless. And while this was happening, there was adults in the room who did nothing to stop it. This is unacceptable.
Now Lee is calling on lawmakers to put cameras in all ECE classrooms to make sure students like her son aren't being harmed just because they cannot speak for themselves. Lee is calling for the teacher involved in these allegations to be fired. JCPS says an investigation is underway. JCPS police and CPS are also involved. The staff member at the center of this is not being allowed into the school building at this time. Alina Noakes, Wave News.
The video is tough to hear. All right.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, there was a nigga that was tough, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds be cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes, like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Swiss baby, careful with this. I mean this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like high from who? Bout to put your car on skates. You think you sliding through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, there was a nigga that was tough, and he still told.
You know I got down syndrome sometime, y'all. Pardon me. Anybody in here ever been to Disney World? Anybody in here ever been to Disney World? Anybody? You ever took your kids to Disney World? You ever been to Disney World as a child? East New York said no. Anybody else? I have been to Disney World. Rest in peace to my beautiful grandmother. I don't remember everything, but I remember the trip vividly. I was 6 years old. I never forget that because we went on a bus trip. We went on a bus trip with her church. That's what I did. That's what my grandma took me. Rest in peace. Listen to this shit. I'm about to blow y'all mind. My grandmother took me on a bus trip with her. And as kids, you know, like that movie, Ice Cube, are we there yet? Every time we stopped, I thought we was in Florida. Now, we took a bus trip from Brooklyn, New York to Orlando, Florida. So we all know Disney World is. I had a great time. As far as the rides, I wish I still had my Mickey Mouse ears. There was so many things my grandmother bought me from there. As far as the rides, I remember the food. But I'm about to tell y'all something that you probably would never believe. And I want you to ask your children, East New York, I want you to ask your kids this for me. I want you to ask your kids this for me. If you know anybody that's been to Disney World as an adult, or if you know any kids, teenagers that's been to Disney World, I want you to ask them, yo, how you felt when you went to Disney World? But see, don't ask them in totality. Don't ask them in totality. Because if you ask a child in totality, how does he feel or how does she feel when you take them to an amusement park? It's more good things as opposed to maybe bad things at this amusement park. Pay attention. The rides, you know, the kids we love to go on rides. And some of us still. You know what I'm saying? Love them rides. You know, the candy, the food, the cakes, you know, all the stuff that kids are not allowed to really eat excessively when we home. Like, you're not gonna have your kids sitting up eating a bunch of, you're not gonna feed your children homemade big chocolate chip cookies. And then maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, you pass an ice cream parlor, and then you see a big ice cream cone, and then you buy that for your child. And then maybe an hour later, you pass deep fried Snicker bars or fried Oreo cookies, and you buy that for your child or yourself. Pay attention. Because these delicacies, we can't eat every day, but because we're at an amusement park or a fair, we overindulge in certain things. So, you know, kids gonna be like, I ate this, I had this, I went on this ride, grandma took me here. Ask them how they felt. Ask them how they felt if they had Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, any of the characters from Walt Disney's animation theme park, if they put their hands on them. Like, you know how when they go take the stand with Mickey Mouse, or go take the stand with the dude from Beauty and the Beast, et cetera, et cetera. I will never forget this. Mickey Mouse? No. Mickey Mouse? No. When I remember taking that picture with Mickey Mouse, I was the most happiest kid in the world. But when I took a fucking picture with that nigga Goofy, the big skinny nigga with the big teeth, I just had a bad feeling. And I remember telling my grandmother that. Moral of the story, what I'm saying is, I don't trust people that always want to be around kids. I'm not talking about a child psychiatrist or a child therapist. I'm not talking about that. I don't trust people that always want to be around kids. I'm talking about that dude that live in the neighborhood. He ain't got no kids, but he always want to be around your kids. I'm talking about the lady that live in the neighborhood. She ain't got no husband. She got a couple of cats, or she got a couple of dogs, et cetera, et cetera. But she always wants your children at her house. I don't trust them type of people, y'all. To this day, I'm dead serious. I don't even play games like that. I do not trust adults that call other parents and be like, let your kids come spend the night with me. Now, am I saying all adults have these malicious motives? No, I'm not saying that. Hell no. But are there a great deal of sadistic, pedophilia ass people in this world that's preying on kids? Yes. Yes. I don't care if this person is your uncle. Shit, I don't care if this person is your motherfucking brother. I'm dead ass serious. I don't trust people that always want to be up in the presence of kids. Now, you have people that are advocates, and they advocate on going to schools, maybe group homes, maybe prisons, to try to speak to children about certain things that they're into, or certain things that they wouldn't want them to, certain roads they wouldn't want them to walk down. I can respect that. But I'm talking about them people that just always want to be touchy and feeling your kids. Some wicked ass people out here in this world. And I'm going to show y'all what I mean by this, because I was so fucking disgusted. See, they talk the goofy shit on YouTube, but they don't talk the real shit on YouTube. Where do y'all see this?
Last month were part of something called Operation Tidal Wave, targeting people they say are suspected of viewing, sharing, or distributing child pornography.
Why?
This was the video that sparked questions as to why Customs and Border Protection boarded and detained workers on board a Disney cruise ship docked in San Diego in late April.
I don't know.
CBP and ICE are now responding, calling it Operation Tidal Wave, an ongoing multi-agency child pornography enforcement operation based on information received from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. CBP says 27 people from 8 cruise ships were detained over the course of 5 days, all suspected of being involved with possession, distribution, or viewing child pornography.
Now check this out. You work hard, you put some money to the side, you plan a trip like this for your children because you want your kids to be kids. Your daughter loves Cinderella. Your daughter loved the movie Beauty and the Beast. Your daughter loves Snow White. Your son loved Mickey Mouse. Your son loved Donald Duck. So what you try to do to make your kids' lives a little better, you plan on going on a cruise, a vacation for yourself also, and the kids to enjoy themselves. Now you see all them motherfuckers like on the Love Boat, like them gophers. And I forgot what the lady name was, but all them motherfuckers that's going to come to you and tell you, well, leave your kids with us. Enjoy yourself. Because they know as parents, majority of parents go to work every day. See, some people working 2 jobs. Some people got jobs working hours that you wouldn't believe. And they're tired. But they doing everything that they can to take care of their family, put a smile on their kids' faces. So when they go to these cruise ships, they're beautiful ships. We're overwhelmed by these beautiful architectural ships that they put together. But because this ship, Disney, is made to generate to the viewers of children, you're supposed to feel comfortable enough to allow your kids to go with the host. That shouldn't be in their mind to harm your babies, right?
The workers, mostly from the Philippines, one from Portugal and another from Indonesia. CBP says it canceled the workers' visas and returned them to their home countries.
I think there was something very unique here, that it was CBP and ICE, and they immediately sent all those crew members back to their home countries.
Maritime attorney Michael Winkleman says these types of cases are usually handled by the FBI.
They could have been charged in U.S. courts and be in federal prison right now, awaiting charges, awaiting trial, etc. But the fact that they were sent home to their home countries, that's actually quite unique.
Both ICE and CBP declined on-camera interviews and didn't clarify if the individuals were charged for the crimes they're accused of before being sent home. The groups that first raised questions about these detentions say they now wonder if these workers had any due process.
All people arrested should be afforded, number one, the opportunity for due process rights and access to their consular officials. And we question whether this was even provided.
In a statement, Disney told us they have a zero-tolerance policy for this type of behavior and fully cooperated with law enforcement, and said the workers from their cruise line are no longer with the company. Holland America didn't respond to our request Thursday. Laura Acevedo, ABC.
So you mean to tell me they're not even doing background checks? You mean to tell me they're not even doing background checks? You mean to tell me, can you cook? Yes, you got a job. You know how to wash dishes? Yep, you got a job. Can you clean rooms? Yep, you got a job. Can you read? Yep, you got a job. Can you translate for us? Because see, that's the big thing right now. The United States of America is a big, beautiful melting pot now. Where there's beautiful people coming from all over this world to the United States of America. And one thing that's needed is translators. Like down here in North Carolina, say for instance, if you come to North Carolina and you have any credential saying of being a school teacher, you have any credential of working in the office building such as a courthouse, as a clerk, if you come to North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of states in the South, and you speak more than one language, if you are bilingual, if you can speak Spanish and English fluently, whatever the job is paying, say for instance, it's paying $22 an hour initially. It's paying $22 an hour for the people to do the job. If you can speak English and Spanish, that job goes to $44 an hour. So because of this melting pot that we got, there are all nationalities that's on these Disney cruises now. American, like they said, Indonesian, Hispanic, African, Nigerian, Haitian, Trinidadian, et cetera, et cetera. And because this ship is going across the world in certain islands, like, it'd be better to have people that can communicate with certain people. I don't know what you're talking about for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Call such and such. Yo, get old boy down here from Yugoslavia or whatever like that, because we got a Yugoslavian up here and they speaking and we don't really, et cetera, et cetera. You can't even take your kids out on a cruise ship no more. But this is the part that gets me aggravated also. They said everybody is just going to be sent back to their country. And then they do the butterfly effect at the end and say, well, it's unclear if certain people are going to be charged. All right, so let's say a couple of the people did not engage in physically touching any children while they were here in the United States, while they were on them cruises. Because if you pay attention to what they said, it was a bunch of reasons why people were arrested. They were arrested for having possession, even viewed. 90s New York. They got arrested for either viewing, like going on a computer, their laptop, checking out child pornography, having child pornography in their cell phones. That doesn't have nothing to do with per se, putting your hands physically on a child. But see, what's aggravating about that to me is, you mean to tell me you're just going to send them back to their country without any prosecution? And hold on, they might be innocent. But if you caught them with certain things in their web search, in their possession on their cell phones, et cetera, I think they should be charged for something. I don't think they should just be allowed to leave the United States because these acts was done on the United States soil. So I don't think they're allowed to just get an easy pass and just, you know what, let's kick them out the country and send them back home. I don't think that's fair. Because they're not going home to face judgment. What you think? If somebody from Nicaragua was arrested on this Disney cruise and they were sent back home, and say they did tell their country, prime minister, you know what I'm saying, foreign nations out there, told them everything that happened with this person while they was in the United States of America, do you think that the foreign nations is going to request the whole transcript of everything that's going on in the United States to prosecute that person in their country? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. So to me, I think that's sad, because it's like they're condoning child pornography. They was like, yo, you know what? They got caught here. So we're going to throw them out the country. We know they're bad people, but then we're just going to throw them out the country and let them go back to their country where there's still good people in their country, where there's still children in their country that could be sexually abused, et cetera. But you say just drop them off over there. As long as they're not abusing or sexually hurting anybody in the United States, that's cool with the United States. I mean, this shit is so hypocritical. I don't understand the United States. I never will. Let's rock out with Jaffe. Let's go.
I probably got him shot. A nigga around me clutching, I scream. All the talking and got him hot. Don't lift a finger, let the paperwork. If you on code 33, then that's your paperwork. I'm from where everybody a felon. Ain't no plea and fuck your treason, fuck your reasons for telling. How we celebrate the fake and we bombing the real. Hey nigga, that sign probably honored the deal. Shit backwards, I gotta get home. That's a rap word. Before the crime, he wasn't there. Staring in your face. Love don't live here.
Yo, shout out to Dog Soda in the building. Nigga John for them niggas going crazy. Yo, dog, they just locked them up there on Disney. The niggas was locked up on the Disney cruise for child sex trafficking, porn, all type of wild, goofy shit, man. That's why I be telling people, watch who you drop your kids off at, man. I'm off tonight. I'm off tomorrow. I shall be going live tomorrow, too. Yes, I will. I just did a 3-day. Let me tell y'all something. I was supposed to go live at 8 o'clock, dog. East New York just broke out. She said she was tired. I was supposed to go live at 8 o'clock. You know, God told me, you going to sleep, dummy. That's what God told me. He said, dummy, you ain't doing no live. I got up this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, freshened up, ate, watched a little bit of television. Around 12 o'clock, 12:30, I fell asleep. I woke up at 9:10, my birthday. Pure good sleep. Pew. Shit, if I work for 12 hours, why I can't sleep for about 6 or 7, 8? Your dog, you notice they're trying to say that the NBA is rigged? Because this is what I want to know. Is they trying to do this shit now because the Knicks about to take it all? Your dog, first of all, if the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons played their game 7 Sunday night, how did the NBA put this up Saturday night? How did the NBA put up a commercial and a tip-off time for the Cleveland Cavaliers at the New York Knicks Sunday, which was yesterday, but the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't beat the Detroit Pistons to last night? So is you telling me that the NBA rigged? This is the matchup that everybody wanted to see? You know what I'm saying? For the East Coast, because the Knicks, we solidified our spot. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't no altering in this Knicks basketball that's being played right now. This is cold-blooded, hard work right here. Because I don't know if y'all know, when we went down 2-1, you remember Jalen Bronson's father came to him on the sideline? and put his hands over his face and was talking to his son, and then he was talking to Jalen Bronson, and you seen like a tear get up in the corner of his eye, and nigga father was going, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? You used to be outside 3:30 in the motherfucking morning practicing that jump shot. I had you outside, nigga, I will break your daggone jump. Nigga, don't embarrass me, boy. You remember you used to be, you remember? Remember when I used to have you in this garden? I got pictures and videos, you 2-3 years old. Don't embarrass me, boy. We taking this home. Jalen Bronson went crazy since that conversation with his father. Jalen Bronson went crazy since that Carl Anthony Thomas, the big cat, Hitman Hart. Yeah, them 3 dudes right there. I ain't gonna front. Them 3 dudes right there, I'm really feeling them. You know what? Before I get out of here, I don't know if y'all fuck with the Grabber or the Fronto. Shout out to my sponsors and them. Go to Instagram. Check my guys out at the Real Fronto, man. Best fucking Fronto. I'm talking about best. Listen to me. Best Fronto. Big Dice stamp that shit. Best Fronto. Best Grabber. Best Fronto. Best Grabber. Go see my guys Walton them. I ain't just talking. I am, I fucks with them. Heavy. Fuck with the Real Fronto. Tell them Big Dice sent you. You get your little discount off that. This ain't no shoogity boogity bang bang woogity woogity shit. All you got to do is go to www.therealfronto.com on the internet, and my man's in them website will pull up shipping and handling directly to your door. You could do it where it come to 2 to 3 business days, or you can do it where it's expedited a little faster. You understand? Like I think it's like the regular shipping, like you get there like 4 days or 3 days, some shit like that. But if you do it like expeditiously, it should be there like a day, 2 days the latest. Remember when you hit them up on Instagram, the Real Fronto. Remember, Big Dice stamps this product. You dig? Hope y'all had a good night. Set your alarm clock. Going live in the morning. Think about my mother's song. So I'm going to ride out and vibe out on this good music right quick, y'all. Old school music when it was fun to go to the party. When I used to watch my moms and them dance. Rest in peace to all the gangsters and the gangsterettes that used to boogie on this type of dance right here. See, we dance now, but this right here is when they used to boogie. It's a difference. Shout out to Miss Who? Candy Staten, baby. Let's rock. Rest in peace. Let's rock.
What's the sense in sharing this one and only life? Ending up just another lost and lonely life. You count up the years and they will be filled with tears. Love only breaks up to start over again. You'll get the babies, but you won't have your man. While he's busy loving every woman that he can. Say I'm gonna leave 100 times a day. It's easier said than done when you just can't break away. Oh, young hearts, run free and never be hung up like my man and me. My man and me. Ooh, young heart, to yourself be true. Don't be no fool when love really don't love you.
Y'all better listen. Let's go.
What's the sense in sharing this one and only life? Ending up just another lost and lonely wife. You count up the years and they will be filled with tears. Love only breaks up to start over again. You'll get the babies, but you won't have your man. While he's busy loving every every woman that he can. Say I'm gonna leave 100 times a day. It's easier said than done when you just can't break away. Oh, young heart.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Why it's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?